Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. Today we're playing Familiars and we're playing the fun Fae Fams. That's right, playing Spellstutter Sprite, which is a flickerable counterspell, can't duress it, and Fairy Seer. So 8 Familiars, or 8 Fae, 4 Familiars. We're going 3 Faithfuls here with 19 lands, and then I'm going to play the Meeting of Minds package plus Murmuring Mystic to put even more fairies on the battlefield. Now you can ephemerate your Spellstutter Sprite to get another counter. So let's see how this goes. We're just going basically flying tribal, trying to make our fairies work hard. And then we also have Thraben Charm, which is a good way to kill our opponent's creatures after we get going. And generally, Spellstutter Sprite is good against the mono red deck, so I'm trimming to just 3 Faithfuls in the main deck, with 1 more in the sideboard and 4 Hydroblast in the sideboard. Also playing 4 Dust to Dust to Revoke Existence for Affinity, sticking with the 19 lands. If you want to check out sideboard guides for Familiars, if this league goes well, I'll just put up a sideboard guide for this deck. That's all on patreon.com/kalikaiz. Make sure to like and subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about the video. And make sure to check out cardmarket.com, the largest seller of Magic the Gathering cards in Europe. We'll see you in the matches. Round 1. Let's keep this. Land, Fairy Seer. Then we can preordain turn 2 and play the Chancery. Our opponent's on Swamp, so probably Glee. I'm going to start digging for a Spellstutter Sprite. Find Faithful and Chancery. I don't think either of these are where I want to be. I sort of wish that the Fairy Seer cantripped. They're playing a Defile. Okay, so either way, that wasn't where I wanted to be, but it looks like our opponent's on Gardens. So strap yourselves in. We're in for a long one. Okay, Swamp. Let's preordain. I'll keep the extra cantrips, play the Chancery, and pick up the land. They have no thing to defy, like Deadly Dispute here. Plays another Swamp. So I'm looking for Spellstutter Sprite still, so I can flash in the Spellstutter Sprite for a Monarch or something. There's a Sprite and a Familiar. Let's top both. Passing the turn. So if they go Thorn, the Black Rose, we can just flash in the Spellstutter Sprite. They do nothing. Is our opponent just playing mono black control? Maybe. Play this Landscape and crack it. Drew the Familiar. I'm just gonna preordain. I'm kind of looking for Meeting of Minds now. Don't want the Faithful still. I'll take the Muldrifter. If they are on mono black control, Faithful can maybe be okay. Plays a Swamp. They're just passing. Okay, I'm expecting they're on mono black. So what do I want to do then? I'll play. I don't really want to discard to hand size. I guess I'm gonna have to discard to hand size regardless. Let's play this Chancery. We have extra land drafts lined up. I'll pick up the island, and then I'll discard the island. They have 5 cards in hand, but they're not doing anything. In Mortuary Mire and get back the Fairy Seer. And then at that point, with getting back the Fairy Seer, we can go Fairy Seer into Sunscape Familiar and then Spellstutter Sprite a 2-drop, like a removal spell. Just passing. Feel like we're gaining some value on them. They cycle a Troll. So if they don't get a green land, we'll know they're not on Gardens, I guess. I have no idea what's going on. Barrenmoor is not classic for Gardens. Maybe they have an Exhume. It's a Witch's Cottage, so they can get back their Troll. Next turn, they can hardcast the Troll. Okay. Fairy Seer. Scry. Flicker and an Island. Okay. So I don't think I want to keep the Island. Keep the Flicker. Play the Island. Play a Sunscape Familiar. Then, I guess I can play the Murmuring Mystic. Give them a couple of options for things to target with their removal spells. Spellstutter Sprite does not turn on the Murmuring Mystic. They play Defile. Spellstutter Sprite the Defile. Next turn I have Flicker. So if they don't have a bunch of removal spells, then it's going to be hard for them to get past me. You can go like Arcane Mancer, Drifter, Flicker, Drifter. Defile is probably going to get countered. They'd have to have like Suffocating Fumes here. They defile the Sprite in response and then cast down the other Sprite. And that defiles... Okay, so they use all of their stuff. Everything is dead. Murmuring Mystic on the table. They're going to hard cast a Troll. Okay. Then we'll just go Sunscape Familiar. Poke the Mole Drifter. I can draw a Flicker. Not draw a Flicker, I drew a Lorien Revealed. And an island. So I can Flicker here and here. Draw, get a bird, draw a card. Draw 2 cards actually. Finding a Spellstutter Sprite. Play island. Play Arcane Mentor for the Flicker. Play scoop. Okay. So Counterspell and Exclude are both good. Don't think we really need the Thraben Charm. They're on some sort of mono black pile. Don't think we need that many Faithfuls. And then we probably don't even really need the Murmuring Mystics. Let's see how that goes. So Exclude is clearly very good versus their 6 drops or their Monarch and stuff like that. Okay, our hand here is unkeepable. This hand's a lot better. Not great, but better. We can get rid of the Ephemerate. Do I think I'm going to have to counterspell something really soon? I don't think so. So probably should just Island Preordain. We drew another island. Don't think I should keep Arcane Mancer Ephemerate here. I'm trying to draw some cards that draw cards. Fairy Seer is fine. They play a Wellspring. So they are on some sort of Gardens deck. I don't understand. Play the Fairy Seer. It doesn't change our sideboarding that much. Get rid of both of these. Play the Chancery. Pick up the island. Counterspell is quite good versus the Monarch deck, the Wellspring Monarch deck. They pass. Find Lorien Revealed. Play Sunscape Familiar. Back for 1. Kind of expecting a removal spell. Then I can snap the Familiar. Snap in response. Play the Defile. I have to have another removal spell here. So now, okay, they were able to kill my Familiar. Now, do they have untap into Monarch? They'd have to have a free spell too to kill my Fairy Seer. Plays Deadly Dispute instead. Okay, there's 7 cards in hand. They have a Duress? No. They play a Divest, which does not do anything. Nice. But Yukabog gets rid of Familiar, Preordain, Snap. Floodplain, attack you for 2. Or 1, not 2. I was just so used to seeing Mole Drifters in play. Our opponent's at 18. Counterspell is being saved for an emblem effect. If they jam it into my counterspell, then I have to untap and hardcast Lorien Revealed. With these Baron Moors, it sort of indicates it's mono black. Play Kumbaji Witches. Sure, I'll counterspell that. It takes out my Fairy Seer. Play a land. And I could just untap and draw 3 cards. Draw 3. It will attack you for 1. So next turn, I have Fairy Seer, Medium Minds. They're probably going to Arms of Hadar and stuff. Plays a Troll. I'm looking for a Snap now. Play the Fairy Seer. Try 2. A Familiar on top. Bottom the island. Top the Familiar. Preordain into the Familiar. And a Mole Drifter? Okay. Top. Top. Play the Familiar. Cast the Medium Minds. Drawing the Mole Drifter. And a Chancery. Let's start with a Preordain, seeing if we can find Snap. And if we do, then we can go Island Snap, Fairy Seer. If we don't, we play the Chancery, picking up a basic. So we have a Faithful and a Spellstutter Sprite. I guess we'll probably need both of these here. Play the island, and I'll pass the turn. This next turn looks like Faithful into Mole Drifter. Enough out. That stinks. Okay. They get in for 6. Putting me to 14. Plays something. Retrofitted Transmogrant. Turn it to the battlefield from the graveyard. From your graveyard to the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it. Fine. Faithful. So if I Fairy Seer right now, then I have Spellstutter for 4. Or I can just cast the Mole Drifter and draw more cards. I think I'm just going to draw more cards. We'll go to 15. So I probably still did want the Murmuring Mystic versus this deck. Chancery. Pick up the island. So I could Medium Minds here. Gain 1. I take damage from this. Just going to do it. And draw 2 more cards. I tried a version of this deck without Medium Minds previously, and it wasn't very good. So seems like it's kind of necessary. Okay. Now I can counter a 5-drop if I get my Fairy Seers down. They Deadly Dispute their Transmogrant. That's good. So it's mono black gardens, basically. We're at 16, so 2 more spells, and we take down their clock a lot. We go to 10. We're probably going to have a Crypt Rat soon. I guess I have to worry about that. Snuff out, hard cast on the familiar, faithful. Blech. Okay, plays a spell bomb. We'll go Sunscape Familiar. Play the Fairy Seer. Scry. Still looking for a snap. Flicker is fine. Pop the flicker. So I can go Drifter, flicker the Drifter, but then I lose my flicker forever. Cast the Mole Drifter. Okay, we'll attack you for 4. And then next turn I have 7 damage. 8 if I flash in the Spellstutter Sprite. They go to 9. Play another Nile Spellbomb. Okay. It's in for 6. That'll put me to 4. Then I'm worried about a bunch of stuff. Start with the Preordain. Exclude Mole Drifter. Bottom both of these. I'm looking for a snap. On the snap. Bounce this thing. Looks like our opponent's considering deadly disputing it, but instead they can see the match. So we're on to round 2. Round 2 on the play. We're 1-0. I guess this is fine. Keep. So our plan is fetch a plains, and then if we draw an island, we can go Faithful plus Preordain. Play Drawsforge Bridge. So they're playing a standard prestige. Plains. Cycle for an island. Maybe it makes sense to cycle for the floodplain. Play that. I guess I could have just cracked for yeah. Maybe I made some mistakes there. Our opponent on Basking Broodscale. So things are happening quickly here. Let's play the Chancery. Pick up the plains. And snap the Broodscale. Untap. Play a Preordain. Bottom the island. I'll top the Medium Mines, I guess. Play the Faithful. And pass the turn. So Faithful adds creatures for the Medium Mines. Next turn, my plan is just Drifter Ephemerate. They play a Karkland Shaman. And a Broodscale. Okay. Evoke the Mole Drifter. We go to 21. I hope they don't have the combo in hand. We're just going to Ephemerate. Pass the turn. Don't really have anything going on, though. So they have the Glee. They can sacrifice their Shaman to adapt, or they can just adapt. We can block with the Faithful. And then we can draw Return. And then 2 more. We can even draw another 2 with the Medium Mines, potentially. I certainly can't afford to just not block. There's people gleeing all over the place. There's another Wellspring. So I can draw a bunch of cards. Actually, they almost can kill my Faithful. That would be pretty bad. Currently, they can't. If they have another artifact, they can kill my Faithful, forcing a block with the Mole Drifter, and then we're probably super dead. Unless we just rip a snap. They're cracking. Okay, that's good. Draw some cards. So their Karkland Shaman dies, they get some counters, they get some spawns. Then the Karkland Shaman kills their spawns, get some counters, they get some spawns. They attack for 11, we block with the Faithful. I don't have anything else from there, hopefully. Block. Take 0. Okay, let's see how good this Ephemerate is. Plays a Slagwoods Bridge. Ephemerate the Mole Drifter. Okay, we can Mancer for Ephemerate. And then just block and Ephemerate. Getting back to snap. We're very close to dead, though. I will get rid of 1 Chancery. 2 Chanceries. So they have to not have a win con here. Just yield until blocks. Maybe I shouldn't do that because they might have a duress. They can Evolution Witness to get back their Wellspring. Sadistically on the Witness. Annoying. I can get back the Wellspring and then back their Karkland Shaman. Get back the other Wellspring. Okay, sure, you got me. Bringing in the counter spells. I think Exclude is pretty good, actually. I don't like the Murmuring Mystic here. And then I'm going to cut some Faithfuls. So, see how it goes. I mean, they just had the turn 3 combo. They would have had it if we hadn't had Snap, and then they just had it anyway. Make it stop. I think that eventually GLEE is going to get banned, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. So we have a turn 2 Spellstutter Sprite for only handles a 1-drop, and then nothing after that. I have to draw into a white source for the familiar. If I draw the familiar, the Meaning of Minds looks really good at the white source. So the snaps are good. All right, I guess I'm keeping. But we need to draw Seer or a Preordain, play an island, and pass the turn. Opponent has a Slagwoods Bridge. We have a second Spellstutter Sprite. So now I can flash that in and then have a counter ready for a 2-drop, maybe? Our opponent plays a Forest. They're going to Cleansing Wildfire their bridge. End step, flash in a Spellstutter Sprite. And I feel like I have to use the Fairy Seer here. I'll bottom both of these. Attack. I just need lands. I can't afford to draw into a Preordain. They have 4 mana. Just go Chrysalis here. Pretty sweet. So Chancery, pick up the island, snap the Chrysalis, untap, play the Familiar, cast the Meaning of Minds, fighting another Meaning of Minds. We're close to just having Spellstutter Sprite your Chrysalis. That would be funny. They use the spawns to cast the Chrysalis. Sure. Hopefully they Deadly Dispute and I can Spellstutter their Deadly Dispute. Plays a Drawsforge Bridge. They're making 2 mana. Just Spellstutter your Wellspring. Okay. Another Fairy Seer. Bottom these. Oh, bottom. Pop the Preordain. Cast the Meaning of Minds. Draw. Finding Preordain. Well, that's Preordain. Flicker, Floodplain. Okay, bottom. Guess I top the Flicker. And I'm passing now. Making some mana. 4 mana for a Chrysalis. I'm gonna Flicker here. See if I can't just counter the Chrysalis. They could try snuffing out the Spellstutter or something. Alright. Counter the Chrysalis, hopefully, and then we'll scry. Mancer. Okay, so bottom of the plains, top the Mancer. And then we can just Flicker lock them with our counter spells. Hopefully. So do you have the combo right now? Wildfire is their land. Sacrificing some spawns. Okay. Plays a Wellspring. Assume they attack for 6. No blocks. Island. The Arcane-Mancer. Grab the Flicker. I'm just going to attack you again. They sacrifice and grab a Forest. 5 cards in hand. Plays a land. Chromatic Star. Okay. Attacks for 6. That'll put me to 8. By passing. Now I can start having Flicker counters. Play my island. Attack you for 4. I'm a little bit nervous right now because I want to block and Flicker and then use the Fairy Seer. Also, the Godfarer's Faithful could be good at not dying to this Chrysalis. I want to have Flicker and Snap though, so that we can not die to their things. Makes 4 mana. Another Chrysalis. Fine. Okay, Chrysalis resolves. They're getting in for 7. Block with the Arcane-Mancer. Then I'll just Flicker, Mancer, Fairy Seer. Go Snuff out on the Arcane-Mancer. I'll try to just counter it with the Spellstutter Sprite. Snap the Spellstutter Sprite. Untap my lands. And cast a Spellstutter Sprite for 4. Counter the Snuff out. Sick. You go green. The Chromatic Star to draw a card. Okay, we get back to Flicker. Try to. Flooring revealed, snap. Okay, we'll top. And top. They scoop. I don't know. It was a little tight, but somehow we got there. So do I want to have the Murmuring Mystic over the Faithful? Maybe that is better because it allows us to try to close the game. Okay. Okay, I think I like this hand. We have Preordain, into Familiar, into Exclude or Meaning of Minds. Our opponent leads on a bridge. Land and Preordain. Fairy Seer, Spellstutter Sprites. Okay, I think these are both fine to keep. Turn 2, I'm just going to play the Familiar. They play a bridge and a Wildfire. So I'm going to start with the Fairy Seer, holding open the Exclude. I also have Ephemerate on... Okay, we have Thraben Charm, Mortuary Mire. don't think I want either of these right now. I need other lands. Pass the turn. We can go Medium Minds here, here, here. Spellstutter Sprites. They play Chrysalis. I'll try excluding it. Paying 2 mana. 3 mana. 2 mana. 3 mana. 0 mana. 1 mana. 2 mana. Come on, opponent, you got this. They play Wrathing Chrysalis. I'll go exclude. Okay, we draw a Preordain. They get some spawns. Can Deadly Dispute a spawn to play a Wellspring. Okay. We have a Contaminated Aquifer. Landscape, I mean. I'll play the Landscape, and I guess I should pass. Like in Medium Minds, Spellstutter Sprite, Ephemerate, all kinds of stuff. Play another land. There's a Chromatic Star. Alright, I'll flash in the Sprite. Star is countered, hopefully. Okay, Star is countered. Play a Blood Fountain. That's fine. They get a Blood Token. No attacks. So let's cast the Medium Minds. And then I think I'm going to crack now. I wanted to make sure I drew a land, so that's why I didn't crack before I cast the Medium Minds. Get an island. Draw. Finding a Mole Drifter. So I can go Drifter, Ephemerate. I still have a Spellstutter Sprite. Let's do it. Drifter. I'll find a Medium Minds, so I can cast Medium Minds. Bump, bump, bump. And the Ephemerate's still on the stack, or the trigger, so now I can Ephemerate the Mole Drifter. Pretty sweet. They're going to go for a Deadly Dispute. I will Sprite the Deadly Dispute. They draw a card off the Wellspring. We Ephemerate the Mole Drifter. Finding another Snap in the Chancery. I can't play the Chancery this turn because it's turn 5 and I already done my stuff. Get in. There's some concern. They play a Breath Weapon. I'll try to snap my Sprite. Stuff out. That's fine. Okay, you got me good. I got. There's Evolution Witness. I can crack the Evolution Witness. Get back something. Like a Wellspring. Alright. I'm right here. Going to Archaeomancer, get back the Ephemerate, play this Chancery, pick up an island. So they have the Wellspring. Fine. I think we can win this because of Thraben Charm and Ephemerate and exclude all that together. Let's see though. I have to kind of make it through this turn. They play the Wellspring. Okay. 1 card in hand now. Plays another Chrysalis. I think I'm going to snap the Witness and then Ephemerate and exclude. Is that even good? Alright, that's fine. I can use the Thraben Charm to kill their Chrysalis, right? Big deal. I can block and then Ephemerate for the exclude. And then snap the Witness. I can exclude or Thraben Charm them. Fine, resolves. Our opponent is over it. All right. Okay, we're up against TRM. They like to play Mono Blue Delver, Mono Blue Terror. This first hand wasn't very good. Guess we can keep the second hand. And then I'll get rid of the Drifter at this point. Maybe the Faithful. We're looking to Spellstutter Sprite and one of their cantrips. They play Delver. Land Delver, go! Okay, Island, pass a turn. All right, see if the Delver is going to be nice and flip for them. Does not flip. They play Island, pass the turn. I know they play 4 spikes. Okay, I have a Plains. Go Island. See what the Delver does. Does not flip. They don't have a land. Okay. They're just getting in for 1 over and over. All right, so go land. Play a Faithful. Okay. They Thought Scour themselves. They're still holding up that 4 spike, 100%. Thought Scours again. Or the Cycle's Lorien revealed. We're going to snap the Delver. They cannot Spell Pierce a Spellstutter Sprite, so they have to play a 4 spike or a counter spell. I'll try the Spellstutter Sprite. So if they use a counter spell, I can go Familiar and cast the Medium Minds. They decide not to protect the Delver. They might not have counterspell in hand. Maybe it's just all Spell Pierces. They're paying Sleep of the Dead just to get it something in the graveyard. Play the Sunscape Familiar. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3. So hopefully they tap out on their turn. I can Drifter Ephemerate, 4 mana, 5, 6, 7. They can play a Terror of some kind. Play Mental Note. So now the Terrors are pretty cheap. Larian Terror and a Cryptic Serpent. We'll cast a Meeting of Minds. Sweet. Okay, we're at 21. Drifter. Looking for Island plus Snap. Find none of those, but we can Meeting of Minds, which I do enjoy. Tapping our white creatures, leaving the blue creatures open for a potential other Meeting of Minds. Got an Ephemerate on the Muldrifter. All right, all right. Finding a Faithful. Let's go Fairy Seer. Another Ephemerate. Put the island on the bottom, top the Ephemerate. In for 1. They have 11 power on the table. Next turn we have Ephemerate the Muldrifter. Then we can start ephemerating the Spellstutter Sprite as a counterspell. Then we have to get more islands in play. Or Snap. Definitely, or no, we have to get more planes in play. What am I talking about? So they Brainstorm on their turn. And then what? Demon Inferior. So kind of a bummer. Second from the top, I guess. They get in for 11. Cast a Thought Scour on my Muldrifter. Mean. Okay. Can Ephemerate and set up my draw on the Fairy Seer. Guess we're looking for another Spellstutter Sprite, so I can Muldrifter plus Spellstutter Sprite their counterspell. Island Preordain. Let's bottom and top. So many cantrips now. Faithful. I guess I can... What am I looking for? I think I'm just going to crack this for an island. Go Preordain, looking for like a Spellstutter Sprite or Snap still. Murmuring Mystic is solid. I guess I want both of these. So at this point, I'm going to evoke the Drifter. And let's see if they have a Force Spike or a Counterspell. They do not. All right. We're at 17, so I think I can afford to take 11. Bam. I'll attack you for 1. You get an 18. So this next turn, we have Familiar into Mystic into Preordain. And the idea is that Mystic is going to spew out a bunch of blockers. They attack for 11. Donk. We go to 6. We're going to have to block one of these. Familiar. Play Murmuring Mystic. They don't have a counterspell. I'll just try a Preordain. That gets us a bird. They can Spell Pierce the Preordain potentially. They finally have a Spell Pierce. Okay. We do have a bird though. I will attack you for 1. I'm leaving back the Fairy Seer and the bird as blockers. I'd rather chump with the bird though. Okay. They attack for 11. We take 5. So I'm hoping they don't have Counterspell in hand. They certainly could. Has a Deep Analysis. Makes a land drop. Plays a Delver. Okay, so we have free reign to cast a Drifter. Play the Fairy Seer first. Set up the Scry. Set up the draw with the Scry. Okay, Fairy Seer. What do you got? I don't want the Floodplain, but I would be happy to take this Lorien Revealed. Cast a Muldrifter. Should I play Lorien Revealed into another potential Spell Pierce? Guess probably not. Well, I think I'm going to die if I don't draw cards. I'm going to try for it. I have it. So next turn they would have drawn a bunch of cards with their Deep Analysis anyway. Let's see, I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I can kill this. Let's just pass the turn. They flip on a Ponder. Deep Analysis themselves to 14. So they're likely to have Counterspell now. We've seen a ton of their deck. We're at the point where we have nothing going on. Really needed that Lorien Reveal to resolve, but I don't know, maybe I should have saved it. When it decides to get in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And block with 1 Familiar. So Cryptic Serpent down. You have a Snap. Play an Island. Okay, so I guess my plan is to block with the Spellstutter Sprite and snap it. Get in for 8. Block. Attempt to snap. Puts me to 10. Gives me a bird. And they have the counterspell. So they would have certainly had the counterspell for the Lorien Revealed earlier. Don't know if there's any good options for us at this point. Like, this is where Deep Analysis would be good for me. Fine. So they Demon Inferior my Mystic, put it second from the top, plays a Cryptic Serpent. So we have to rip a card draw spell. GG. All right, I don't think I have any good sideboarding here. I think Thraben Charm we need. We could try to bring in more Faithfuls, but what am I cutting? I mean, I could trim one Murmuring Mystic. Okay, we're on the play. I'm going to keep this. I'm hoping to find lands with the Fairy Seer here. Find Island Muldrifter. Guess I'm topping both of these, hoping to just evoke the Muldrifter potentially. Opponent plays Delver. I'm going to snap your Delver. Attack you for 1. Plays another Island. Okay. I'll try evoking a Muldrifter. I assume it's going to get countered. They're brainstorming. I guess looking for their Force Spike. Maybe they're just going to brainstorm Thought Scour with my Muldrifter on the stack. Okay. Draw some cards. We drew into our white source. That is good. That means we can Raven Charm them, hopefully. Okay. 3 mana for the opponent. Plays a Delver. Plays a Delver. Floodplain. Guess I'm attacking. I'm concerned about... So they went Brainstorm. They kept... And they drew one of the cards and then kept another on top, played double Delver. So those Delvers are both going to flip. Great. Feeling Deep Analysis. Can't really hardcast that. They get in. Take 6. They do nothing. Try to snap one. I assume there will be interaction. Tap some lands. Try to Thraben Charm another one. Okay, Echoing Truth, my creature. Okay. So their thing lives. Let's go Fairy Seer. Bottom. Fortunately, I can't cast a Meaning of Minds too soon here. I will attempt to Spellstutter their Delver though. They're getting in for 3. Guess I'll attempt the Meaning of Minds. They just passed, so I assume they have a Spell Pierce. They don't have anything? What's going on? Okay. Attack you for 1. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked. I'll try the Chancery. I'm a little nervous about a Boomerang. I have 8 cards in hand now. I know they have Deep Analysis. Were they just waiting till they got to so many cards in hand they could just cast the Deep Analysis from the graveyard, like to pitch it, like I did in the other game? A mental note. I will attempt to Spellstutter Sprite. It gets countered. Now they play the Delver. Okay, so they were just setting up many Delvers. Fairy Seer. You have a snap. So I can go top, play the Meaning of Minds, play the Chancery, pick up the Island, snap your Delver, untap, and pass. So if both these Delvers flip, I'm kind of hosed. But I do have double Sprite right now. No flip. Yay! Living the dream. They get in for 2. Scary. 4 mana. Are they going to cast their Deep Analysis? We have 5, 6, 7 mana. Oh, they tricked me. Tricked me. Pass the turn. Cast a Muldrifter. Land. Pass. Will the Delvers flip? If they flip now, I'm dead. They flip on a Spell Pierce. Very nice. Block here, block here. Block. And then cast the Meaning of Minds. Cast a Spellstutter Sprite in response to the Demon Fury. Okay, that gets countered. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okie dokie. Let's do some chumping. Jump. Kill this. Block here. They're attacking with just their 6/5. I'll block with my Fairy Seer. I really hope they play the Delver and I can cast a Meaning of Minds. Okay. Meaning of Minds. We find a Flicker and a Seer. Find another Meaning of Minds. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Play the Fairy Seer. Find an Ephemerate. Bottom of the Chancery. Top the Ephemerate. And try flickering here. Then put the Fairy Seer trigger on the bottom. Draw the Ephemerate. And then I have Sunscape Familiar and Plains. I can bottom, top the Familiar, Ephemerate, Muldrifter again, drawing the Familiar, play a Familiar, play a land. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. If they have Sleep of the Dead, they can get 2 creatures tapped down. 3, 4, 5. I need 5 blockers, maybe 6, maybe more than that. Play my landscape. I think I have to chump with almost everything, and then just hit the Mole Drifter with all of my ephemerates that are in exile. Just the one ephemerate in exile. They flip again. Brutal. Okay, so I think I want to throw everything in front of their flyers. We'll go block here. Block, 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 block. I'll be left with just a Mole Drifter, but no Delvers to deal with. Oh, never mind. Forgot about that one, didn't I? I needed to keep the Mole Drifter around. They Thought Scour themselves. Milling Lorien Revealed Terror. Plays a land. Still have the Deep Analysis in hand, right? Plays a Murmuring Mystic. Sacrifice for an island. And we'll take my turn. Ephemerate. Looking for Archaeomancer. Found the Archaeomancer. Okay, so Sunscape Familiar. Archaeomancer. Get the Ephemerate. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. I'm going to take the Snap at the moment. Snap on the Cryptic. Or the Murmuring Mystic. Snap the Mystic. And then play a Mole Drifter. Try Preordain. I'm looking for snaps. We have another Preordain and Familiar. Pop both, take the Preordain, play the island. Now I'm passing. I guess I don't have to block the Aberration this turn. Let's go to 3. And then just block the Cryptic Serpent. A little sketchy. Block. We'll go to 3. Plays a Tellurian Terror. Scary. Test. Okay, so let's try Meeting of Minds. And they can Spell Pierce. And then I have the Spellstutter Sprite to back up. Okay, Spellstutter Sprite. I know they have 2 unknowns in hand. One of them is Murmuring Mystic. Cards in their hand. Counterspell this. Okay. Alright, so they have 1 mana available. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Get the Ephemerate. Another Familiar. Play Fam. Land. Ephemerate. Get back to Flicker. So hopefully they don't have... They have a Dispel, I'm hosed. I guess I can try Preordaining. Autumn. Oops, I can't undo that. Oh well. Needed that Faithful, actually. Preordain again. These I don't want. Archaeomancer is really good. Get the Snap. Snap this one. Untap. Flicker. The Snap. And then we can just bounce this one too. Tap. Flicker again. Get back. I was maybe going to get back to Thraben Charm, but we ended up winning. Alright, we'll submit again. I feel actually that this Spellstutter Sprite version is maybe a little bit better versus mono blue than without. But this hand, if we had an island, this would be great, but otherwise we have to mulligan. Just the 1 land Chancery is no bueno. Let's keep... I'll put back... So it's going to be Archaeomancer or Lorien Revealed. I think it's probably the Lorien Revealed here. Let's see if they lead on it. Delver, 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 Delver. Nope, it's a Ponder. Fun Thraben Charm, which is quite good. Lead on a Preordain. Island Drifter. Pop both of these. Put in Mental Notes on their upkeep. Milling 2. Yikes. They're going hard in the paint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can play a Terror next turn, and we don't have time to Thraben Charm them. But if they go like this big snake, we can snap the snake and then Thraben Charm. We'll have to pick up the island here. They have 5 in the graveyard. Plays a Cryptic Serpent and a Delver. So I can go Faithful, land. Oh, I should have played the Contaminated Landscape. And then I could snap and then crack the landscape and Thraben Charm them. Snap this. Untap. Exile your graveyard. Yeah, that was a big mistake not playing the landscape there. We're at 21. Our opponent has no graveyard, so they have to rebuild from there. They flip on a Brainstorm. Pretty good. Brainstorms. We're going to go land, Mancer, try to get back. Snapper, Preordain. Basically, any of these are good. Maybe the Snap is the best. Okay, they cycle to clear the Brainstorm. Means they have Counterspell available. It's in for 3. If I play Archaeomancer into Counterspell, they can untap and cast the Snake again. They Thought Scour themselves. So now Archaeomancer into Snap or whatever is going to resolve. Archaeomancer have the Force Spike. But it certainly stinks. Send. Take 0. They have 6 in the graveyard. So now they can just go ahead and slam their snakes again. 1 serpent enters the battlefield. Tolarian Terror. Ugh, gross. Play a Mole Drifter. Okay. So I guess I don't see how I'm not dead here. We block and go to 1. Another serpent. Another serpent. We'll see you in round 4. Okay, it's round 4. We have to mulligan this hand. It's just too slow, and this one doesn't have lands. And this one has some lands and stuff to do. We can get rid of the Chancery and the Archaeomancer. We've got our first few turns lined up. Jagged Barrens, so they're on red-black burn. Play the Fairy Seer and just see what's up. Drifter Snap. I like these. So next turn we draw the Snap. Let's pass. And play Preordain, drawing the Mole Drifter and then seeing some other cards. Vampire's Kiss from the opponent, putting us to 17. So I'm looking for Faithfuls. The landscape is not that great, right? I don't think I want that. Let's top the Mole Drifter. Because we already have a land lined up. This up. Get in for 1. Next turn, we can play the Familiar and Medium Mines. Our opponent plays Highway Robbery. They're going to choose the discard mode. Discarding a Snacker. Snacker comes back. Pretty sweet. Plays a Mountain. So, probably have a way to kill my Familiar. Let's play the Familiar. And then pass. If they have Lightning Bolt, we could try to draw into, let's see, they Lightning Bolt my Familiar. Try snap your Sneaky Snacker. I'll just snap the Familiar. Okay, I'll snap the Familiar. Because then I have untap 2 lands, Medium Mines. If they have another Bolt, then I guess we're hosed, but that takes 6 damage off the plate. Ooh, they have to use a Galvanic Blast. All right. Well, I'm not going to block this turn. I'm going to start off with Medium Mines. They're discarding another Sneaky Snacker. That's yikes. That is a yikes. Gets in for 2. Turn 4. Play the Medium Mines. Okay. So we have Preordain and Snap. Snap can get us up to 4 mana. So if we draw another untapped land, we can snap their Sneaky Snacker and then play a Mole Drifter. But they're Faithless Looting. Oh my gosh. Lots of stuff happening here. They've got Alms of the Vein. Bam, we're at 13. Kitchen Imp. Attacks for 4. Puts us to 8. And a Great Furnace. Goes Galvanic Face, put you to 4. Okay. Dead. Dead. Alright. Chancery. Pick up this island. This actually allows us to snap the Snacker and play the Mole Drifter. So now I have blockers for their 2 creatures. Spellstutter Sprite's not doing very much here. What they can do is attack with both and then discard the other Snacker, then looting, but instead they're going to looting right away. They should have probably discarded the Snacker first so it would come back, but I guess it doesn't matter to them. They did not find other stuff to bring back. You have bolts. Double Bolt kills me right now. Plays a Highway Robbery. They choose discard. Discarding Fiery Temper. Puts me to 1. Okay. We're blocking. Can I find a Faithful off the top? We get there? Fairy Seer. Play the Seer. Can't believe we're at 1. I don't know how I can live through this really. Can't do anything with that. Bottom these. Land. Preordain, looking for that Faithful. Bottom again. Yeah, we can't keep those. Found the Faithful! Okay. So I have to live through this turn still. I have a Spellstutter Sprite, which can counter a 1-drop. They have 4 Sneaky Snackers in the graveyard. Faithless Looting. I have a Spellstutter Sprite. Any instant kills me. Okay, they didn't have it. The Vampires Kiss me to dead. Okay. The Faithfuls are coming in. I feel like Mystic is pretty important here. I don't think Thraben Charm's actually that good. I think the Hydroblasts are probably good. Maybe we can cut 1 Mystic. Another Hydro. Maybe Snap's not that good. Let's try this. This version doesn't line up super well. Kind of need the Mystics to block though. Alright, we're on the play. I felt like my hand last game was going to be awesome and it ended up being terrible. Play the landscape. I'm just going to be lazy and fetch for an island right now so I can F6. Opponent plays a Drossforge Bridge. I'm going to preordain looking for lands. Okay. Do I want the snap? I think no. Keep the island, play that. So then next turn I can Spellstutter, like play Familiar and hold up Spellstutter Sprite on 1. They go Highway Robbery, blotted. Play a Familiar. Pass the turn. Right now Familiar discounts this, making it cost 2 and a blue, so I can only pay 2 of that. So I can't currently cast Meaning Minds. My hope is that they have a bolt for this, and I Spellstutter Sprite, and then the bolt gets countered. They have another mountain. Plays the Robbery. Can't do anything about it. Fiery Temper. The Fiery Temper going after the Familiar is scary for me. I'm just going to flash in the Spellstutter Sprite so that I can cast the Medium Minds next turn. I'm like, sorry. They plot another Robbery. Cast Medium Minds. Nothing. Highway Robbery again for our opponent. I think they're going to kill us. They discard a Kitchen Imp. Now they have a 2-drop, or a 2-power creature in the air. Slamming in. Missing lands there was so bad. They're doing something else. Vampire's Kiss to 18. Okay. Play a land. I don't know what I want to do here. I'm going to try evoking this Muldrifter in case I hit an Ephemerate. Did not. I'll attack you for 1. Kind of have a good turn lined up next turn. So the Familiar, I can go Familiar, draw, snap, snap, Drifter, Flicker, Drifter, or something like that. They discard a Sneaky Snacker, pick up their land. They still have 7 cards in hand. It's in for 2. Okay. We have Fairy Seer. Play Sunscape Familiar. Try the Fairy Seer. That resolves. So Meaning of Minds I can cast with just my creatures now. What's happening? They play Cast Into the Fire. Cast Meaning of Minds. Draw. Go ahead and snap my... I guess I can snap your creature first. Or whatever. I'll try snapping my Spellstutter Sprite. They have a counter. Galvanic on the Spellstutter Sprite. So... Island and Lorien Revealed. I guess top and then top. Play the Floodplain. Our opponent's going to loot with the Blood Token. They're going to alms me down to 11. I mean, at a minimum, I can snap their creature, and then Fairy Seer into Drifter, Flicker, Drifter. Jagged Variance puts me to 10. We've drawn 0 Faithfuls in my first 20 cards. Maybe even more than that because of what other cards I've seen. We're at 8. Double Galvanic to dead. They probably have it. They don't have it. Play the Fairy Seer. There's a Faithful. Okay. Top. Land. Evoke a Muldrifter. I'd be kind of sad if they had a Pyroblast here. And then tap the Muldrifter gives me 3 mana left over. I think I'm just going to Flicker here. Put in Pyroblast on the Flicker. Okay, snap the Muldrifter. Tap, untap. Did I play a land this turn? That's the important thing. It looks like I did. So we'll play the Faithful and pass the turn. We're gonna have to cycle for an island and chump here. But then maybe I can go Archaeomancer for the Flicker. Jumperoo. I'm surprised they didn't just Pyroblast the Drifter. He gave me a lot of cards. Maybe because it was evoked, they didn't care. They put me to 5. And then passes. Cycle. Grabbing an island. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can go Archaeomancer for Flicker, Drifter, Flicker, Drifter. Archaeomancer. Let's see if this resolves. We go to 6. Get the Flicker. And then I'll evoke the Drifty. I want to draw my cards. I guess the problem for them is just not having a lot of outlets for discard. Let's Flicker, Drifter, Mancer. Next turn we have infinite Flickers if this Sunscape Familiar, Mancer, and Flicker are all good. We have another Pyroblast. Lightning Bolt on the Drifter. Weird. I guess it did save them some cards. I could have maybe gotten back. Okay, pass the turn. We're at 8, so 2 bolts kills me. Go looting discarding a snacker, or the snacker comes back, my bad. Discards a fiery temper. Killing the Archaeomancer. Huh. So I just really want to seal the deal. We have nothing going on now. Looting again. Okay, and they have Alms of the Vein. We're gonna go to 2 here. I've used 2 Drifters and a Lorien Revealed, and they have Great Furnace, indicating they have a Lightning Bolt. We go to 3. Okay. Well, they didn't have the Lightning Bolt, but we don't have anything, so it's off to round 5. All right, let's see if we can take round 5. 2 and 2. Only 1 land. Mulligan. I think Fairy Seer is just kind of mid. Let's keep this, though. Put back the Mystic. That's doing the least at the moment. Play the land and pass a turn. So I guess if our opponent, well, I think we probably go Plains, Faithful, turn 2 Chancery, then we can play Familiar, Medium Minds, assuming that they can't just kill the Faithful right away. Maybe I should have played more Faithfuls in the main deck. Mountain. Looks like we're going to want to get the Faithful down no matter what. Bracket, Plains, pick our draw, finding an island. So let's go Faithful into Chancery. Pick up the Plains. Next turn, it's Familiar Meeting, and then Muldrifter. I'm just going to not block unless they are showing that they don't have a land. I don't really want my Faithful to die. It's kind of crucial here. It's integral to my plan. My opponent swings for 1. And as I said, we're not blocking. Not a sign of strength. Oh, a Jagged Barrens. So they're on red-black Madness Burn. So a little bit of a rematch here. Let's see if we can take it. Land, Familiar. I guess I can block with the Familiar, because if they have a bolt, they have a bolt regardless. They have the bolt. And we are going to respond by drawing some cards. Okay, next turn we have Drifter Ephemerate. Or just play the Familiar and hold Ephemerate. I think we just go Drifter Ephemerate, assuming that they tap out. They probably will. I mean, having the Faithful in play here in game 1 versus the other game where we just had nothing, it makes a big difference. They're discarding Kitchen Imp and Fiery Temper. So it's a lot of damage. We'll go to 12, I think. Yep. All right. We're at 12, but we'll go back to 13. Double Fam. Still think Drifter Ephemerate makes the most sense. Draw cards while I can have the option while they're tapped out. Bam. Okay, your turn. Now I can put the Muldrifter in front of the Epicure. They kind of have to bolt it. I can just go land, play another Muldrifter. Or go land Fam Preordain. Maybe that is just better because that sets us up for more mana advantage on the later turns. It kind of makes the Muldrifter better. I'm not sure. Let's see. 2 mana. They demand answers. Discarding a Kitchen Imp. Plays the Kitchen Imp. They draw 2 cards. So do you have a bolt? It'd be unlikely that they don't. Seems they don't. That's lucky. Right, block. I'm not really worried about an end the festivities. That seems like pretty unlikely. Okay. I'm right. Snap would be good. Find another Faithful. So I can Faithful into Preordain. See if I can find a 1-drop. If I can't, I just go Familiar, Chant, and then play the Bounce Land. Picking up the Plains. Okay, Preordain. Find a Thraben Charm. Fall bottom. Pop the Thraben Charm. Go ahead and kill one of your creatures. Play the Chancery. Then I can just block with the Muldrifter on the next turn. I mean, so far, this game has been going better than any of the other ones, and we haven't played any Fae. So maybe that means something. Our opponent has a Faithless Looting. Discarding Alms of the Vein, that puts me to 8. But they don't have double Galvanic at the moment. They're at 23. Block. I mean, that's pretty easy block for me, for sure. Snacker's still in the graveyard. That could come back soon. And they can pick up the Jagged Barrens or a basic. They pick up a basic. Can discard the basic to the Blood Fountain, but they won't get this Kitchen Imp back this turn. They plot a robbery. So we have Murmuring Mystic coming up, or we can just Archaeomancer the Thraben Charm. Thraben Charm them. Okay. Mancer. Get back. Maybe I should have just... Yeah, oh well. I think I messed up here. Because I really do want the Ephemerate. So I'm just going to Ephemerate the Mancer. Get back the Meeting of Minds. And then cast the Meeting of Minds. Draw some cards. Discard the Chancery. So with my Meeting of Minds Ephemerate engine going, Mystic is going to spit out a large amount of birds. But we did allow them to continue to have the Sneaky Snacker going. And they have the Faithless Lootings in the graveyard. Here's the Robbery, so let's see what they do. Chooses Discard. Discards Snacker, and then they get 2 Snackers back. They play a land. Faithless Looting from the graveyard. Discarding an Alms of the Vein. Puts me to 9. And they Galvanic on the Faithful. Okay. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Back the Ephemerate. So I can actually go land, Familiar, Familiar, Murmuring Mystic, Ephemerate the Archaeomancer, spit out a bird, get the Meeting of Minds going, Meeting of Minds again, spit out another bird. Can we draw another Meeting of Minds? We didn't. Here's Snap though. We have double blockers for their fairies. Maybe I should just go... I need to find a version of the Familiars that just spews out birds with the Murmuring Mystic. It's just really fun. But you have to do a lot of setup to make it work. They're getting in. We are going to block. I mean, clearly they'll just get them back, but I still think it's important to block here. They do have triple Snacker in the graveyard. So now they can Faithless Looting and then get back 3 Snackers. And hopefully they can't kill the Murmuring Mystic, I guess. We have an Archaeomancer right now that can... We'll see if they have a removal spell for. But then we still have Archaeomancer in the waiting in my hand. Discarding a Fiery Temper to demand answers. We're just getting that value on. We go to 8. Oh, aggressive. They're going straight face. Huh. Not expect that. All right, unfortunately, our opponent put Fiery Temper on the stack, or demand answers on the stack, and then 10 minutes later, they timed out. So that was weird, but we win round 3, round 5. Okay, I'm all over the place. So what do I think about the deck? Somehow, I think we need more actual card advantage. Fairy Seer was just so bad. I think maybe if Fairy Seer were Miscreant, it might actually be a little bit better. I know Fae Fams was super busted when Miscreant was real, like when it was bugged. But let's go ahead and get that extra chest and then close it out for the day. I really appreciate everybody checking it out. Let's see. Anything good? Lava Ball Trap. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you in the next video.